Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this League of Legends LPL 2-game slate on Tuesday, June 16th. We got a 2-game slate. This will be the last one for the week, I think. The LCK begins starting tomorrow, so starting Wednesday. So tomorrow's video will include a 4-game slate, which I'm super excited for. You'll see a lot more variations in lineups, which I'd like to see. I'm not a big fan of these smaller slates, so you can get a lot more leverage and a lot more different in these 4-game slates. So I'm super excited for that. We'll have the LPL and LCK. If you guys don't know what that is, one's the Chinese league and one's the Korean league. But we'll get into that more tomorrow. For yesterday, went 1-1 on my picks. E-Star let us down. Again, I think that's the second time this season, in my opinion, that they've been upset. They played LGD earlier in the season, and they got upset as well. LGD's not a bad team, but they should have won today. I don't know what happened, which is kind of making me start to think of just betting against them because they're really underperforming, honestly. And then, who won the other game? I forgot who the other game was. I already forgot, but I know they smashed them 2-0. It was Team Wii. Team Wii ended up winning. Teacher Ma, Beishang, they all dominated, so it was pretty easy victory for them. Vicha Gaming played good, actually, but they did, I think they were just outclassed, in my opinion. So then we got today, LGD versus DMO, and TES versus OMG. Like I mentioned, I think yesterday, Top Esports is the best team in the world right now. Look at they're just huge favorites over OMG. I'm picking them to win. OMG has some players. They do have good players, but I still think they'll just be outclassed. I mean, they have a good mid laner. They have a good AD carry, but I don't know. I just can't see them beating Top Esports, so I feel like I will be playing Top Esports in cash for sure. GPP, probably will play them as well. And then LGD Gaming and Dominance Esports, I think the odds should be a little closer because LGD, they 2-1 both of their opponents this season. Dominance has gotten 0-2'd, but LGD hasn't looked amazing. Like, they've looked good. I like their jungler, Peanut. They've been playing pretty solid, but I think if you're going to be different, that's where you can be different. That's where you can go for the upset. You can probably stack like Dominus with Top Esports. If you want to be really different, obviously you play OMG with like Dominus or OMG with LGD. But me personally, I will be picking Top Esports and LGD Gaming. If you want to be different in GPPs, Dominus Esports for sure. I'll be doing a 4-3 stack today. Starting tomorrow, I might start getting a little more creative on the GPPs, which I'm excited for. But that's what I'm looking at. Top Esports, LGD, then Dominus, then OMG is the way I would rank them, in my opinion. I'm 15-7 on the split so far. I'll start including the LCK wins and losses on the next one as well. So obviously, I went over to Kenzie. Doesn't have the starting lineups yet, but I'm assuming they'll all remain the same from what they've had all split. Just because it's so early in the season, I don't see no reason why anybody should get demoted yet. So we got 3-6-9. I will go and just mention across the board, the top esport guys are just the best players at every position. Upside, just every aspect of the game. They have, in my opinion, they have 4 of the best players in the world at their respective positions. Like 4 of the top 3 at least, or at least top 2 at their respective position. Like at mid lane, jungle, AD carry, and top laner, I think they have they have the best players in the world. It's arguable. Like, people can argue it, but they're really good solo laners as well. So I won't really dig into them because, you just know who the top esport guys are, obviously. They've just been dominating. You can see the fantasy points per game have been absurd. So I'll just go through some other guys. Lang X, in my opinion, is the second best player on LGD behind Peanut. I know he doesn't have like the craziest upside, but for his price, he's solid. I do like him at 6.4K. Came over from RNG last season. He's pretty good. And then Natural for DMO is my favorite player from their team. I think he has the best upside as far as his price. So I don't mind playing him Natural if I'm going to be going that way. But obviously Top Esports is the guys I'm going across the board that I would recommend. And then you got Peanut, like I mentioned, at the jungler position. He's slightly less. He's not as good as Karsa, but he is the best player on their team, in my opinion. So if they are going to win, it's going to be because Peanut's having probably an 80 or 90 fantasy point game, putting the team on his back. That's why he is $200 more. And then But like I mentioned, Karsa is going to be the way I'm going there. And then over at mid lane or AD carry, one way I try to make myself a little different, it's not like crazy different, but I try not to stack the mid laner and the AD carry when I'm stacking two favorites, because it's kind of hard to fit them. Obviously, like I mentioned, if you pick two favorites, it's hard to put an AD carry or mid laner in your captain spot unless you're playing somebody else from the opposite, from a losing team, or from a team you think is going to lose, and one of your other positions, which you can do that, which is fine. But if you're doing a 4-3 stack, you got to put a jungler, a top laner, or like a support at the captain spot. One way I try to be different, I notice usually the mid laner or the AD carry from one team usually does better than the other. Either the mid laner has a really good game and the AD carry has a slightly better game, or vice versa. So I mean, you can pair up Knight and Jackie Love, obviously, but if you want to be a little different, you can play like ZA in the mid lane. He's been playing pretty solid all season. 6.5 kills per game, 16.5 assists. So if I was going to be different, I think Jackie Love will have a better game today than Knight. I could be wrong because they're both top of the class of their respective positions, but that's one way I would be different. Try not to play them both in the same lineup. Kind of just be a little different and hope that, I mean, one of them has a worse game than one of the guys you fill him in with from LGD or TES. So in this case, I'm going to put ZA in the mid lane, and obviously Jackie Love at the AD carry position is the way to go. He's practically been so dominant. You can put Kramer. Like, if you do it this way, you can do same thing. You can do Knight, and then you can play Kramer at the AD carry position, because Kramer has been dominating. So either way works, in my opinion. Over 80 fantasy, 16 kills per game, 14 assists. Kramer's been just solid. 90 fantasy points per game. I think with ZA, you'll be a lot more different. This way is a little more secure, in my opinion. Something like that. So I don't mind that. And then you can either play Mark or Yuyanjia. I'll probably put in Mark down there just to save the salary at 5.4K. Obviously, Yuyanjia has higher upside just due to the team that he's on. But like I said, you want to be a little different in these 4-3 stacks. You just play the guys there. You'll do a 4-man stack of LGD instead of 4-man stack with TES, which everyone will probably be doing. And then, like I mentioned, for teams, top esports, LGD, the way they're priced is probably the way I'm going to rank them. That's the same order that I like them in. But that's really it. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Trying to get to that 200 subscribers. Let's get these wins. Bump our numbers up to 17-7, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.